What's more amazing is that I got down and I could walk around. And I had like a bunch of those Medjugorje medals. And I just started like running in the waiting room, passing them out. Here, have a medal. Here, have a medal. Get a medal. He said, well, like, you're still in shock. He said, you're going to need therapy. I mean, you can't be in a cast all those months and this and that. Do you know what's the most amazing thing? I had no atrophy. In a cast all that time, and I had no atrophy. Do you understand that Jesus Christ is the same today as he was 2,009 years ago? Miracles do happen. I never had one day of therapy. I don't walk with a limp. I don't walk with a cane. Praise Jesus. And if you saw this leg, it's so deformed, you wouldn't believe I could walk on it. I got back. I called this priest. Well, first of all, I called Janie when I got home from the doctor, and I said, look, don't tell nobody. But I was healed. What do you mean, don't tell nobody? I said, well, don't tell nobody. Because, you see, I thought only miracles happened to real holy, pious people in the 16th century in Europe. They couldn't happen to me. A sinner like me. That couldn't happen to me. I wasn't even Catholic. So I start talking to this priest. And I had told him already that I wanted to become Catholic. And he said, well, just because you had a miracle in your life doesn't mean you have to become a Catholic. I was like, what you got to do to get in this clique? A miracle's not good enough. Y'all named that thing right, you call it the RCIA. It's like the CIA to get in. But he was very wise. He was very wise. He wanted to teach me about the church. And I said, but Father, I don't know how this happened to me. And I wake up and I was so unworthy. And I call him up, I don't know how this happened. I can't believe this happened to me. He got fed up with me. He said, let me tell you something. You're not worthy. And you're never going to be worthy. Because that miracle didn't happen for you. That miracle happened for other people. So they can see. And they can believe. And that's why I'm here with you tonight. So that you can see and believe and increase your faith. Six months to the day that I climbed that mountain, I made my first communion. A year and a half later, my mother made her first communion. And because I got to go and time is short, I will tell you this. I do have to tell you real quickly that I never, that Teresa Newman, when he said that to me, I never thought about that until I was speaking at a church and someone said, did you ever see Teresa, did you ever look up about Teresa Newman? I said, no, I forgot all about that. So I went and I got a book, and there was a paragraph about this big and another paragraph, and it said, Teresa Newman was born on April 8th, Friday, April 8th. Caught my attention. I was born on Friday, April 8th. So if Teresa Newman was injured in trying to put out a fire at a barn, she was miraculously healed a year later. So I called up Father Francis and said, what do you think? Listen to this. He said, I think you ought to get another book. But I did, and for years I've been gathering material on her and trying to make a documentary on her. Keep it in your prayers. The cameraman that's right here, he traveled with me. We went to her home in Connersworth. He was there. And we're very close. And every time I get this close, somebody else comes up with some more 8mm footage of her. Actually, the host used to levitate to her, and we actually received some footage with the host levitating to her. She lived for 30-some years on nothing but the host. She died in 1962. This isn't somebody in the 18th, 17th century. So please keep it in your prayers and keep her in your prayers. Teresa Newman, pray to her. Invoke her. Because when I sent all my documentation to them, they said, we can't use it as a miracle. Why not? Because you didn't invoke her. You have to invoke her. So invoke her. Ask for her help. Teresa, if you're German, Neumann. If you're like me, Newman. I'm going to close with this. God hears our prayers. And he answers our prayers. And I'll be eternally grateful that God healed my leg. But that's not the real miracle. The real miracle is when God healed my head with the gift of faith. God hears our prayers. He answers our prayers in his time and his way. God love you. Thank you. God bless.
Char Vance. Char Vance.